supporters to abandon the democratic process and return to the gun. Tom Carver, BBC News, Luanda.
Now, with news of today's football and the rest of the sport, here's Rob Bonnet.
Today's 10 Premier League matches produced a total of 40 goals, with Blackburn Rovers replacing Norwich as leaders by scoring 7 of them. Roy Wegerle and Alan Shearer both scored twice in Rovers' biggest win in almost 30 years. Gary Penrice also got 2 goals as Queen's Park Rangers came from behind to beat Tottenham, and 2 more from John Walk helped Ipswich to victory over league champions Leeds. Leeds officials are in Zurich awaiting the outcome of UEFA's decision on their European Cup first round match with Stuttgart of Germany. They're hoping for a bye into the next round after Stuttgart officials admitted that they'd fielded 1 foreign player too many at Ellen Road last Wednesday. The announcement is expected shortly. Meanwhile, back in England, Dean Saunders has increased his goal tally to 6 from 4 games after helping Aston Villa to their win at Wimbledon, and Don Hutchinson has delivered Liverpool's first win since September the 5th. So Blackburn now lead Norwich by 1 point. Coventry stay third after a 2-2 draw with Crystal Palace, and Manchester United drop below QPR and Villa after a 1-1 draw at Middlesbrough. In the First Division, Swindon maintained their challenge with a 3-1 win over Watford. Craig Maskell scored twice to take his season's total to 11. Charlton stays second after drawing with Southend. Tranmere beat Bristol City 3-0 and Leicester beat Barnsley 1-0. Newcastle play tomorrow at Brentford, so do Wolves against West Ham. In Scotland's Premier Division, Ali McCoist scored all 4 Rangers goals against Falkirk, and a Mike Galloway goal was enough to give Celtic victory at Dundee. Rangers lead Celtic by 4 points at the top. Hearts drew 1-1 with St Johnstone, and Dundee United go 4th after winning 1-0 at Aberdeen. Wasps' successful start to Rugby Union's Courage League 1 season has continued after a narrow victory over Leicester. Their 14 points to 13 win gave them a 2-point lead at the top of the table.
2 league wins out of 2 for both teams meant something had to give at Sudbury, and initially it seemed more likely to be Wasps' unbeaten record, as Leicester's exciting young backs seized every opportunity to attack from inside their own half. Tony Underwood had started the move, which ended with a pass from Steve Hackney, sending Stuart Potter over for the game's opening try. With 4 teams to be relegated this season, the desire to accumulate points early in the season seemed fiercer than ever, and occasionally it appeared to get the better of both teams. But generally the match was notable for its consistently high standard of play in difficult wet conditions, and eventually Wasps' pressure paid off when hooker Kevin Dunn burrowed his way over for a try. It gave them the most slender of victories by 14 points to 13. After 3 games, Wasps are the league's first clear leaders.
Europe's women golfers will take a 1-point lead into the final day of the Solheim Cup, their equivalent to the Ryder Cup, against the United States at Balmoral in Scotland. Europe lead by 4.5 points to 3.5. They need to take 5 points from tomorrow's 10 singles matches to take the trophy. The England women's hockey team has scored an impressive win over the Olympic champions Spain in Birmingham. England, the European champions, fielded 8 members of the Great Britain side, which won bronze behind Spain in Barcelona. One of them, James Picksmith, scored the only goal of the game a minute before half-time. The favourite, Rambo's Hall, has become only the 6th horse to win the William Hill Cambridgeshire Handicap for a 2nd time. The 1989 winner took the lead with just under a furlong to run. Peter Bromley describes the finish.
Rambo's Hall, Montpellier Boy, Marine Diver, as they reach the rising ground. Rambo's Hall again. Rambo's Hall holding on from Montpellier Boy. Finishing very fast is Doublon Pond, but Rambo's Hall wins the Cambridgeshire. Photograph between Doublon Pond and Montpellier Boy.
And the main news again, relief flights to Sarajevo have restarted, but bad weather meant only 1 aircraft could land there today. That's all from the newsroom. From Rob and me, goodbye.
BBC2 continues its War and Peace season in a minute with Testament of Youth, the highly acclaimed adaptation of Vera Britton's autobiography set in the shadow of the First World War, and starring Cheryl Campbell.
Good evening. Most of Britain will have a fine, bright and sunny autumn day tomorrow, but there'll still be some strong winds around. Today the strongest winds were down through the Irish Sea, Wales and the southwest, touching on gale force, and while we'll hold on to some strong winds, we'll also find the strong to gale force Northeasterly winds pushing across England, more especially down through the Strait of Dover and through the English Channel. Much lighter winds for Scotland and Northern Ireland. Most of the rain has now disappeared, some patchy stuff pushing down to the southwest, so there could be the odd heavier shower close to the Channel Islands, and it's possible we could find the odd light shower coming on to some of these eastern coasts. Fairly windy in the south, the temperature's holding up. The southern north, we could find them a little bit on the chilly side, perhaps a touch of frost in Scotland, and there could be one or two mist and fog patches, Scotland and Northern Ireland as well. Tomorrow this ridge of high pressure will control the weather over the northern half of the country. This area of low pressure will give some horrendous weather down over southern Europe and the Mediterranean, and to some extent it'll have an influence on the weather over southern and eastern England, in the sense that it will bring one or two showers, strong to possibly gale force winds, but for the west and north, a dry, bright and quite sunny day. So strong winds for many parts of England, especially down through the English Channel. The top temperatures in the west around about 16. That's it. Good night.
This Sunday at 7:15, keeping up appearances is becoming a strain for Hyacinth. At 7:45, a unique design commission causes problems for Jack and Bee.
The House of Elliot is very important to me, Jack.
God, you don't have to tell me that. I've lived in its blasted shadow the last year.
Then at 8:40, Aunt Sylvie moves in and a reluctant Dorian is roped in to help.
I had to empty her bedpan, listen to endless tales of her youth, and then shave between the toes of a pig's trotter.
And at 9:25, Linda LaPlante's dynamic drama, Seconds Out.
My contract's with Jack Travis. Unless you make the decision to join my stable. I can't be bought.
BBC1, packing up Punch this Sunday evening.
High drama and low farce in our feature film Now on One, as a group of psychiatric patients, with Michael Keaton and Christopher Lloyd among them, are on the loose in New York. They're the Dream Team.